Casey, and I'm here with Chris at Guru of Guitar Repair with a few questions about why your new or newly obtained guitar may need a tune-up. Chris, tell me about why a typical new guitar and why it needs service or to be set up before playing.
Well, first of all, if it's a used instrument, you never know what its history might have been, or what the previous owner, how they treated it. So that, there's all kinds of potential problems there. But if you look at something that's store-bought, whether it be something you walk in on, off the street, if you get something online, the biggest thing is everything has to come from the manufacturer, and depending upon where the manufacturer is, it's going to have to travel through all kinds of weather conditions. And since all these instruments are made out of wood, not all of them, but there's going to be exceptions, but let's say 90% of the market, since they're made out of wood, wood is very subjected to temperature and humidity. And as it changes during the shipping process, by the time it finally reaches the store or the warehouse or wherever it's going to, eventually end up in the client's house,
right,
then it's going to go through all kinds of changes, just like a door, a door frame in your house, for example.
Okay.
So those changes cause the instrument to go out of tune, will cause the neck potentially to warp. Not to say it would cause any problem with the electronics, but the action of the guitar, or how far the strings are away off the fretboard, you want to minimize that or maximize the action, so to speak, so that it's comfortable for the player. You don't want somebody thinking that they're not going to be able to play the guitar because the guitar doesn't play well. It's like having a car that doesn't drive with a darn.
Right, I can see it. It's just like a car lot, and whenever they bring a new car in, they want to take it to their mechanic, have them look it over, tighten it up, check the fluids.
Correct.
Okay.
Same analogy. Same exact analogy.
So, what kind of equipment, if any, is necessary to do a job like this and to get it done right?
Well, not a whole lot, not as much as you think, but let's go over to the shop, and I'll show you.
Great. Okay, Chris, we're here in the shop. How about you give us a rundown on what tools are required for different kinds of jobs?
Simple. First and foremost, the most important tool you have to have is a nice tuner. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go out and find a decent tuner for 20 bucks. They'll do the job as a general rule. But if you get something, if you really want to get your guitar dialed in, this is what I like to use. I'm not necessarily promoting these guys, but Peterson or...
So how is this tuner different from, what normal people might buy as a guitar tuner?
Accuracy.
Accuracy.
Accuracy. This particular unit and every one they've ever made, they're accurate within 1/1000th of a percent of a half tone. So that's right down, you can't get it.
It's as tight as you can get.
Yeah. Most other tuners that you buy, regardless of the brand, 3 to 5 cents. Which again is almost indiscernible to the ear, but still not 100% accurate, and there are people out there that can hear it.
So other than the tuner, what other kind of specialty tools does one usually need?
Well, here's other things you need. Like we talked about earlier, neck adjustments, how the wood moves. If you have a Gibson style product, we're looking at wrenches, that address the truss rod generally is up here at the headstock. If you have more of say a Fender style product like this, now this one has an adjustment here, but some of them have them down here, then you need a variety of different sizes of Allen wrenches. Some of the manufacturers will actually provide these tools, some don't.
I see.
You can get them aftermarket.
Right.
But it costs money.
Exactly.
Another thing you're going to need too, again, especially not so much on a flat top guitar, but on an electric guitar, you need some precision screwdrivers so that when you go to set your intonation, you'll be able to take care of that. And the other thing, depending upon what size string and what kind of tuning needs the player needs, obviously if you're going to restring it, you have to have a peg winder and you have to have a good pair of wire cutters.
Okay.
Okay? And that's basically what you need to do a guitar setup and a restring. But it makes all the difference in the world. It does. Once a guitar is set up, you put it in the hands of the player, and you see the smile come across their face, and they know it's not the machine's fault anymore. If you can't play that machine, it's because you need lessons.
Yeah.
That's when you...
Well, I know that whenever I brought you my Craigslist special Indonesian Strat and my little Fender amp, it was really sounding rough, and I don't even know if the amp worked, but when I got it back, it was all sounding great. And so how much does a shop normally charge for, you know, this basic setup we're talking about here?
Well, generally, I can't speak for everybody, but I would imagine between $80 and $100.
$80 and $100.
Mm-hmm.
So here at Guru of Guitar Repair, what do you guys charge?
I charge $50.
$50. Is everything that Guru of Guitar Repair does that much cheaper than normal?
I just want to try to survive, man. You know, I just want to get as much business as I can and try to gain more clientele, make everybody happy. And again, keep in mind, I'm a player also. I'm not just some guy that sits around and hacks around on these things. I'm a professional player too. So I test drive everything I get finished with. If it doesn't meet my specifications and I'm not happy with it, then you're not going to be happy with it, and that's not going to be happy for me.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to treat your stuff like my stuff.
It's comforting, and you know, it shows in the quality of your work.
Thank you.
Well, Chris, I want to thank you for all the great information today.
Thank you, sir.
And
thanks for having me.
You know, thanks for all the information and the tour of the shop.
Hey, if I can do anything else for you, call me out.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.